The Oklahoma City Thunder have been pretty bad for a few years now, but especially this year, they've exceeded the expectations of a tanking team. That is almost solely because of the play and continuous improvement of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been on the scoring tail all season long, averaging a career-high 31 points per game, also with 2 steals and a block. This 6-point increase this year has elevated him from just an all-star caliber player to one of the best players in the league, period. SGA's game is predicated on his driving ability, being able to get wherever he wants to, whenever he wants to. Averaging an OD 15 points per game in the paint this year on 63% shooting. He's extremely methodical, always playing at his pace, and his abilities to change speeds in an instant is one of the things that make him near unguardable. But he does have underrated bursts, mainly attributed to how sudden and sneaky he is with loading his back foot. And he's also great at playing with the timing of when he chooses to explode, often able to catch defenders off guard. But he is always relentless with his attacks, so often having his first drive shut off, so he takes a step back to reassess and find his openings. He's certainly in the conversation for having the best uses of deceleration steps to get defenders to just fly by, as well as reading defenders to set up his favorite long spin moves. He also uses extremely sharp euros and hesitating hot steps to punish defenders. He is definitely one of the best in the league in the pick and roll, where his patience and abilities to pick his spot shine. To speak on pace in a different way though, Shai and the Thunder as a whole have significantly picked up their pace this season, with their 3rd this season as opposed to 12th last year. The defense is nearly always at his mercy in these situations, as SGA is really able to set up the opposition and dig in his bag in the open floor. And something encouraging that I've been seeing is the connection between Shai and Josh Giddey, who has also made his share of improvements this year. And while mostly being a below the rim finisher, you do get the occasional poster from SGA. The mid-range is where Shai is really taking the next step and what has elevated him to the next echelon of scores, shooting 57% from 10 to 15 feet on 4 attempts a game this year, second to only Kevin Durant. He utilizes various moves, my personal favorite being a very slight step back. That's just enough to create his space while also staying perfectly on balance. And you get the occasional snatchback that defenders never seem to expect. Working hand in hand with his driving ability, teams want to play his pick and roll in more drop coverage, but due to its effectiveness in the mid-range, you just can't do that. And when all else seems to fail, Shai is still 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, allowing him to take and make tough shots over many defenders. And he has added a slight post wrinkle to his game, which isn't very frequent yet, but it's definitely something to look out for moving forward. Slight improvement has been made in three-point shooting after a very down year last year, and a lot of that is just attributed to him shooting less. But where he has always been better is as a spot-up shooter, shooting 40% over the last 2 years in those situations. Honestly, there isn't too much reason for Shai to pass, but he is still a very decent playmaker. Most of his looks come from how much attention that he attracts with the ball. Here are 4 defenders eyeing him down, allowing him to just hit open shooters. And at times with the defense collapsing on him, you do get to see him shoot lasers to his shooters. With his successes specifically in the pick and roll, teams now look to show and hedge a lot more aggressively to him, opening up the windows for pocket passes to his rollers, which he's become very adept at doing. And Shai also shows the trust in repaying the favor to Giddey, as he's great at flashing in the open spaces in his own right. The developments of these two is giving the Thunder a lot of versatility in their wing guards, having 2 at least above average playmakers. Defensively, Shai primarily plays a free safety kind of role, roaming and running around using his instincts to disrupt plays. In addition to that, he also decently shows himself in rim protection, averaging a legitimate block a game. He's really great at attacking ball handlers when they're at their weakest, which is on the catch, and spurs up transition doing so. For as good as he is in help situations, he can get a bit out of position, leading to the occasional questionable closeout. But when he does commit, he uses his length to bother shooters. And sometimes just outright block them. On ball, he isn't necessarily what I'd call a lockdown defender, but he's still very good laterally and has really fast hands, allowing for him to make so many impact plays defensively. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has really put it all together this year, and to me he should be a lock as an all-star starter, but also an all-NBA selection. More often than not, he plays like he's the best player on the court every night. And I'm honestly just praying that OKC or whichever team just gets him the little bit of help that I feel like he needs. Because with his incredibly well-rounded skill set, I truly believe he can fit anywhere with anybody in that superstar role. Hope y'all enjoyed this video right here, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below. And if y'all rock with this or anything else I done dropped, y'all go ahead and subscribe. Shit, I'ma see y'all in the next one.